The times you thought it was love, but it was really control. For the times they called you mine, and you thought it meant that you were cherished, but it really meant you were owned. For the times they wrapped you in their arms, not to comfort you, but to cage you, this one's for you. For the times they made obsession look like devotion. For the time they texted nonstop and called it love when it was really surveillance. For the time they said, I can't live without you, and you felt flattered before you felt trapped. For the time they followed you, showed up uninvited, watched your every move, and you confused it with romance. This one's for the moment you realized love doesn't stalk, it doesn't smother, and it doesn't claim ownership. For the times your no just wasn't respected. For the time you said no and they laughed like it was a joke. For the time you needed space and they accused you of betrayal. For the time you asked for a boundary, but you got punishment. For the time you stopped answering right away and they called you selfish or cold. This one's for you, for knowing deep down that love hears no and still stays kind. For the time you kept giving, hoping to be seen. For the time you tried harder, thinking that they would try too. For the time you felt more like a possession than a partner. For the time they clung to your light while dimming yours. This one's for you, for realizing that giving love doesn't mean giving yourself away. For the times they got mean when you pulled away. For the times you made a decision without asking for their permission. For the time you wore something that they didn't approve of and you saw that change in their eyes. For the time you spoke up and they called you dramatic or crazy. For the time you stopped apologizing and they threatened to leave you. This one's for the moment you saw what love shouldn't look like. For the moment you realized love is not a possession. For the moment you stopped calling it love and started calling it what it was. For the moment you said, I'm not property. I'm not here to be controlled. For the moment you knew that love doesn't demand silence, obedience, or fear. This one's for you, for the strength it took to walk away, for the wisdom it took to name it, and for the future you're building where love will never feel like a cage again. This one's for everyone who mistook possession for love. You weren't naive. You were human and hungry for something real. You're not too much. You were just too free for someone who only knew how to hold you tight, not dear. So the one reclaiming their story, their strength, their name, this one's for you. For those of you new here, I'm Kyle Hackley, attorney and author of Undercurrent, and the voice behind AreYouAnnie. And if Annie's story feels like yours, if you've ever felt unseen, unheard, or dismissed, then this story, this space, and this healing is for you. You're not alone, and you never were. It's because of Annie that I feel like I know you. It's because of Annie that this podcast was created. And it's because of you that this podcast continues, that it continues to grow and has become a community of warriors. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your comments, because it's your comments that make this space so special. It's how we validate each other. As always, I want you to know that you are stronger than you ever believed. You are a warrior against narcissistic abuse. I want you to be tenacious and never, ever give up on what's important to you and what you believe in. Thank you, and until the next episode, please take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye.